Hi, it's Chelsea, the Tech Diva here, and today I just want to talk about the best practices for call to action buttons on your website. So a call to action button is that main button that you want people to click when they come to your site. That's the money, right? That's where you want to drive all your attention. That's where really the conversion rate, where the dynamism from your site comes from, is that call to action button, because that's what gets people to buy or to sign up with you. So putting attention on the call to action button and optimizing it so that it has the most effectiveness for your audience is key when you're designing your website. So what are the best ways to optimize your call to action button? So the first way is to look at the size of the button. So in relationship to the other elements on your web page, whether it's your logo or other buttons or whatever, you want to have the call to action button as the largest button on the site, right? In relationship to everything else. So that size needs to be big so it's noticeable. Pretty obvious, right? The second thing is you want to place it in a distinguishable area. So maybe it's at the top of your web page, maybe it's in the center of your content, and maybe there's a lot of white space around it. Using white space is a way to draw the eye to a button or to whatever element that you really want to draw the eye to, because the white space basically says, look at me, right? Because there's not a lot of distracting elements around it. The third thing is to use highly contrasting colors. So a lot of times you might hear like, oh, make your opt-in or your call to action button red because reds have the best conversion rate. Well, that could be true, but I feel like that's actually whatever's the most contrasting color. So if your site's red already and you have a red button, it's not going to stand out much, right? But if it's contrasted like a green button, that's going to stand out. So green would be the best color, right? So you just want to pick a color that's highly contrasted compared to the rest of the elements on your site, whether it's a big blue button, a green button, a pink button, whatever is different from the other elements on your site, which also brings in the consciousness around what colors are you using on your site and to mute the colors around a call to action button so it does stand out in this way. Now the other thing is to offer, if you have secondary or alternative options with the button, like I don't know, like click here now or learn more, you want to have that secondary action as not as nearly as prominent as the button itself. So you want to have that secondary action maybe as a text link under your button, or maybe it's a button that's beside your call to action button, but it's in a different color. So you want to have some distinguishing factor that says, this is the call to action button, and this other thing is very secondary to that call to action. So you don't want it to distract from the call to action button in any way. The other thing is to convey a sense of urgency. Now, it's pretty well known if you add the word now to things, that's going to deliver some urgency. So instead of having a buy button, you want to have buy now. Or instead of having sign up, have sign up now. Or, limited time offer or introductory rate. All of these words convey that sense of urgency to get people to click a little bit more with a little more intensity. The other thing is you want to reassure your users that taking action is easy. So you want to give them like a 30-day guarantee, have like the message underneath the button like 30-day guarantee or trial offer or whatever to really reassure them that this is something they don't have to think about, they don't have to worry, they can trust it, right? And along with that, you want to make sure you tell the users what to expect. So rather than just saying submit, you might say, enter your, or rather than submit, it might be like sign me up for the webinar, or send me the free report, or take me to the video page, or whatever. You want to say what it is that they're going to get when they click. Because the word submit is so generic that we kind of don't know what that means. Like, where am I going to go if I hit submit, right? So you want to be clear on what it is they're going to get or where they're going to go so they feel like they have this trust, right? Because we, as humans, we like to know what's going to happen. We like to be clear. We like to feel like we're in control of where we're going. And if you make that ambiguous on your web page, it's going to have your audience feeling a little bit unsure and they might be less likely to click. So those are the 7 things that I would recommend if you're optimizing your call to action button. I have some examples of call to action buttons in a little library showcase on my website at techdivamedia.com/call to action button examples. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.